You feel it again, that strange heaviness in your legs, the dull pressure that creeps up when you stand too long, the cold feet that never seem to warm, the tingling that feels like pins brushing against your skin at night. You tell yourself, it's just age, but what if it's not? What if the real problem isn't in your muscles, but in your blood? What if what's happening to your legs, your knees, your feet, the discomfort, the swelling, the fatigue is not a sign of getting old, but a sign of poor circulation? You're not alone. Millions of older adults silently suffer from circulation problems. Pain while walking, cramps in the middle of the night, feet that go numb or change color, wounds that take too long to heal, a feeling of restlessness like your body no longer knows what comfort feels like. But here's something most people never learn. Your blood is not just a carrier of oxygen. It's the messenger of life. And when it slows or thickens or gets stuck in tired veins, the signals start to show in the legs, in the heart, even in the brain. The good news is that circulation can be supported, not only by medication, but by something you already have in your home nutrition. Natural remedies, simple habits. You don't have to live with this. You just need to know where to start. But before we dive into the powerful vitamins that can restore blood flow, we need to talk about the 5 warning signs your body may already be giving you. Because the earlier you listen, the faster you can turn it all around. The first is a persistent tingling or numbness in your legs or feet. You may notice it when sitting for long periods or after standing still for a while. It can feel like tiny electric shocks, or as if your limbs are asleep. Many people dismiss this as normal, but it's not. It's a signal, a sign that your nerves may not be receiving enough oxygen-rich blood. When circulation weakens, nerves suffer. And that discomfort you feel is your body trying to tell you something important, that your blood isn't reaching where it needs to, that your vessels are struggling, that your legs are missing the support they once had. The second warning sign is cold feet even on warm days. You might be dressed comfortably, but your toes feel like ice. You check the thermostat. You put on socks, but nothing helps. That's because temperature in your extremities is closely tied to blood flow. When circulation drops, so does warmth. And your feet, being furthest from the heart, are often the first to feel it. It's not about the room, it's about your veins. Your body is trying, but it can't reach the ends anymore. The third sign is cramping or pain while walking. This one can be scary. You might take a few steps and suddenly feel a tightness in your calf, a pain that forces you to stop. It eases after resting, but returns with activity. This is known as intermittent claudication, a clear indicator that your muscles are not receiving enough oxygen during movement. Often these cramps intensify at night. Some people describe it as a stabbing sensation. Others feel a crawling, restless need to move their legs constantly just to feel relief. And in many cases, this symptom is not just physical. It affects sleep. It wears on your mood. It chips away at your quality of life. Your body wants to sleep, but your legs won't let you. That's not aging, that's poor circulation. Coming up next in part 2, the other 2 alarming signs of hidden circulation problems and the turning point where you can begin to reverse the damage. The fourth signal is right there on your skin, but many never notice it until it's too late. Look at your feet, your ankles, even your toes. Do they appear pale, almost ashen? Or have you noticed bluish, purplish discoloration creeping in around the edges? Maybe it's a cluster of dark brown spots near your ankle, something you thought was just aging. But these aren't just changes in appearance. They are signs that blood isn't moving properly, that it's pooling, that oxygen isn't reaching your tissues the way it once did. And when that happens, your skin becomes the map, telling the story of what's going on inside. When circulation is impaired, even the smallest injury takes longer to heal. A scrape that once disappeared in days now lingers for weeks. A bruise that should fade becomes a blotch that darkens. And all the while, the deeper issue, the blood flow itself, continues to weaken. You might notice swelling, puffiness, tightness around your lower legs, especially in the evening. That's because gravity pulls blood down, and without the help of strong veins pushing it back up, it stays there stuck, stagnant, heavy. And this brings us to the fifth and final sign: varicose veins, those twisting, bulging lines that begin to surface across your calves or behind your knees. Blue or red, often painful, sometimes hot to the touch. They're not just a cosmetic issue. They are a direct symptom of failing valves inside your veins. These valves are supposed to keep blood moving upward against gravity. But when they weaken, blood reverses course. It pools, it builds pressure, and the veins stretch visibly, painfully, and progressively. Sometimes they throb. Sometimes they feel like a slow ache. But always, they are a signal that circulation has been compromised and that the time to act is now. That the chance, because if you don't, the next phase is more serious: inflammation, clots, even deep vein thrombosis. And while those may seem far off, now the road begins with the small symptoms most people ignore. But now that you know the signs, what can you do? Can anything really restore circulation? After 60, can blood really flow more freely again? Can your legs feel light again, warm, steady, strong? Yes, and the answer begins not with pills or procedures, but with something far simpler and far more powerful. It begins with nutrients, with the healing power of food, with 4 essential vitamins that can support your veins, your arteries, and your entire cardiovascular system gently, naturally, and effectively. And now, let's take the next step into the nutrients your body has quietly been craving. Starting with the very first vitamin that could help bring life back into your legs. And now, let's take the next step into the nutrients your body has quietly been craving. Starting with the very first vitamin that could help bring life back into your legs. It's called vitamin B3 or niacin, and it may be the quiet hero your circulation has been waiting for. Niacin does something extraordinary inside the body. It helps maintain the flexibility and strength of your blood vessels, allowing them to expand and contract smoothly, guiding blood where it's needed most. This is essential in the legs, where blood has to work hardest to move upward against gravity. But that's not all. Niacin is one of the few nutrients known to significantly improve cholesterol levels. It reduces LDL, the bad cholesterol that clogs arteries like hardened grease in an old pipe, and increases HDL, the good cholesterol that acts like a gentle broom, sweeping away the residue and helping keep your vessels clean and clear. For older adults with varicose veins, leg pain, or slow healing, this balance is critical. When your arteries are free of buildup, blood flows better, pressure drops, and oxygen reaches every corner from your heart to your toes. But perhaps the most surprising benefit is what niacin does for your brain. As circulation improves, so does mental clarity. Focus sharpens. Memory strengthens. That fog that used to come and go, it begins to lift because your brain, just like your legs, needs a steady stream of blood to stay sharp. So where do you get it? You don't need expensive supplements. You don't need special powders or rare ingredients. You just need simple, real food. Start with chicken breast, skinless, hormone-free, gently cooked. A single portion contains more than half of your daily niacin requirement. Eggs particularly. The yolk are another rich source perfect for breakfast or a light dinner. Fish like salmon and tuna aren't just good for your heart. They're excellent niacin providers and come with anti-inflammatory omega-3s. And for snacks, almonds are your friend. A small handful during the day helps you top up your niacin while supporting your heart in dozens of other ways. In total, adults need about 14 to 16 milligrams per day, and unless you have a diagnosed deficiency, that can easily be met through food. Still, a word of caution. While niacin supplements are available, high doses can cause what's known as niacin flush, a harmless but uncomfortable sensation of skin redness, warmth, and itching. So unless your doctor recommends it, it's best to let your plate do the work. Because when your food is right, your blood starts moving right too. But niacin is only the beginning. There's another vitamin 1 you've probably heard of that not only protects your immune system, but also repairs the very walls of your blood vessels. Up next, let's uncover how one familiar vitamin, often overlooked, quietly rebuilds your veins from within, speeds up healing, and helps your legs feel lighter with every step. Up next, let's uncover how one familiar vitamin, often overlooked, quietly rebuilds your veins from within, speeds up healing, and helps your legs feel lighter with every step. That vitamin is vitamin C. Most of us know it as the go-to for colds and immunity. But what many people don't realize is that vitamin C is absolutely vital for your circulatory health, especially as you age. At its core, vitamin C is a builder. It helps your body produce collagen, the structural protein that gives blood vessels their strength and elasticity. Without enough collagen, arteries and veins become weak, fragile, and more prone to damage. And when the vessels weaken, blood can't flow smoothly. Think of your veins like soft, flexible tubes. When they're healthy, blood moves freely. When they're thin or stiff, everything slows. Vitamin C helps keep those tubes strong and resilient, especially in areas like the legs, where pressure is higher due to gravity. But the benefits go beyond structural support. Vitamin C is also a powerful anti-inflammatory agent. It reduces swelling in the lower legs and ankles, soothes irritated veins, and helps ease that heavy aching feeling that often builds throughout the day. It also improves the delivery of oxygen to your muscles and nerves, which can reduce tingling numbness and that frustrating pins and needles sensation that comes and goes. It also helps wounds heal faster. If you've noticed that even small cuts or bruises on your legs take longer than they used to, that's not just age. That's a sign your body may not be getting the nutrients it needs to repair itself. Vitamin C helps reverse that. So where can you find it? Start with citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, grapefruit. They're rich, refreshing, and easy to add to any meal. But don't stop there. Kiwis and strawberries are both loaded with vitamin C. Guava, often underestimated, actually contains even more than an orange. and adds a tropical sweetness to your plate. And don't forget vegetable. Red bell peppers are surprisingly high in vitamin C. Broccoli and spinach also offer a solid dose, especially when lightly steamed. But here's something most people don't know. Vitamin C is delicate. It breaks down quickly when exposed to air heat and light. That means the longer you store chopped fruit or reheat cooked vegetables, the less vitamin C they provide. To get the full benefit, eat your fruits and veggies fresh and raw whenever possible. Now, what about supplements? They can be useful in some cases, but you need to be careful. Too much vitamin C, more than 2,000 milligrams per day, can cause digestive issues like gas cramps and even increase the risk of kidney stones. For most older adults, a balanced diet gives you everything you need. So before you reach for a pill, look at your plate. Add a slice of citrus to your breakfast. Toss some fresh peppers into your salad. Blend guava and kiwi into your morning smoothie. These small habits can help strengthen your blood vessels, boost your energy, and support healing from the inside out. Still, we're not done, because while vitamin C helps build and protect the walls of your blood vessels, there's another vitamin one that few people talk about that helps regulate how your blood actually flows inside them. And for seniors, especially those dealing with swelling, clotting, or blood thinners, understanding this next vitamin could make all the difference. Still, we're not done, because while vitamin C helps build and protect the walls of your blood vessels, there's another vitamin one that few people talk about that helps regulate how your blood actually flows inside them. That vitamin is vitamin K. It doesn't get the attention it deserves, but its role in your circulatory health is both precise and powerful. You see, vitamin K is what helps your blood know when to clot and when not to. It's the quiet conductor behind the scenes, making sure the flow remains smooth but ready to stop bleeding when needed. Without enough vitamin K, your blood may clot too easily, leading to dangerous buildups. Or it may fail to clot when necessary, increasing the risk of bleeding. But there's another function one that's especially important for seniors. Vitamin K helps prevent calcium from building up in the walls of your arteries. This buildup, known as calcification, causes blood vessels to harden, making it more difficult for blood to flow freely. This condition, called atherosclerosis, is a major factor in heart disease, stroke, and leg circulation problems. Vitamin K helps stop that hardening before it starts. It keeps your arteries soft, your veins responsive, and your blood moving the way it was meant to, steadily, gently, rhythmically. So where can you find this quiet protector? Look first to leafy greens, spinach, kale, collard greens, cabbage. A simple serving of any of these can provide more than your daily vitamin K requirement. Broccoli is also a great source, especially when steamed lightly. Kiwi contains a modest amount as well, and it's easy to incorporate as a snack or dessert. For those who enjoy a green juice in the morning, try blending spinach, celery, kiwi apple, a bit of ginger, and some mint leaves. Not only will it energize your day, it will gently support your veins and arteries as well. Now here's something very important. If you are on a blood thinner like warfarin, you do not need to eliminate vitamin K. That's a common misconception. In fact, your body still needs it. The key is to keep your intake consistent. Your doctor sets your medication dose based on how much vitamin K you usually eat. But if one day you eat a big plate of kale and the next day you eat none at all, your medication won't work as expected. That's where risk comes in. So instead of avoiding greens, simply aim for balance. Keep your intake steady. Let your doctor know if you plan to change your diet significantly. But don't fear vitamin K. It's not your enemy. It's your ally, especially when consumed with intention. And now we arrive at the final chapter in this journey of healing. Because while vitamin C strengthens your vessels and vitamin K regulates your blood's behavior, there's still one more. The guardian of flexibility, the protector against damage, the antioxidant shield your vessels have been waiting for. So now let's turn to one final vitamin, the quiet defender that keeps your vessels strong, your blood flowing, and your legs feeling light with just a few simple foods each day. So now let's turn to one final vitamin, the quiet defender that keeps your vessels strong, your blood flowing, and your legs feeling light with just a few simple foods each day. That vitamin is vitamin E. If vitamin C is the builder and vitamin K is the coordinator, then vitamin E is the protector. It's the antioxidant that shields your blood vessels from daily damage from oxidation, inflammation, and stress. Inside your body, tiny unstable molecules known as free radicals move through your bloodstream. They damage cells, wear down the inner lining of your arteries, and contribute to hardening of the vessels. Over time, this oxidative stress can weaken blood flow and accelerate aging in your entire circulatory system. Vitamin E works like a protective barrier. It neutralizes those free radicals before they can do harm, helping your blood vessels stay flexible, smooth, and resistant to damage. But that's not all. Vitamin E also stimulates the production of nitric oxide, a natural compound in your body that relaxes and widens blood vessels. This process, known as vasodilation, allows more blood to pass through with less pressure. It lowers your blood pressure, supports circulation to your legs and feet, and makes movement feel easier, more fluid, more free. It also helps reduce clot formation, a major risk for seniors who spend long periods sitting or standing, especially on long trips or during periods of limited mobility. So how do you get more of it? Start with almonds. Just one handful, about 30 grams, delivers almost half of your daily vitamin E needs. Sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds are also excellent sources, perfect as snacks or sprinkled into oatmeal or salads. Dark, leafy greens like spinach and broccoli continue to shine here too, proving once again that the simplest foods often carry the greatest benefits. Avocados provide a rich, creamy source of vitamin E, especially the darker flesh near the skin that many people leave behind. And don't forget extra virgin olive oil. Just a tablespoon or two per day offers a beautiful balance of healthy fats and vitamin E, supporting both your heart and your vessels in one elegant act. As always, supplements may be necessary in some medical cases, especially with malabsorption issues. But for most people, real food is more than enough. In fact, high doses of vitamin E supplements, especially those taken without medical supervision, may increase the risk of bleeding. So let food be your foundation. Let your plate become the pharmacy. Because your blood isn't just flowing to keep you alive. It's flowing to carry your energy, your movement, your memory, your future. And if that flow slows, if it thickens or staggers, or clots the life you're meant to live, also slows. But the reverse is true too. When blood flows, well, everything changes. You feel steadier when you stand, warmer when you rest, lighter when you walk, stronger when you move, more awake, more alive. That's the gift of circulation. And it begins with awareness. So here's what you can do now. Look at your plate. Look at your habits. Notice the signs your body may be whispering. Cold feet, tingling toes, cramps that wake you at night, discoloration, swelling, restlessness, bulging veins. These aren't just minor annoyances. They're invitations. Invitations to heal, to support, to begin again, not with fear, but with food, with movement, with mindfulness. You don't need a complete overhaul. You don't need perfection. You need a few small changes made consistently over time. A handful of almonds, a serving of spinach, a glass of green juice in the morning, a little bit of sunlight, a little more movement, and a little more belief that your body can still improve. Because it can. You are not past your peak. You are not too late. You are not stuck. Your heart still beats. Your blood still flows. And your future is still moving forward, one step, one breath, one small habit at a time. If this spoke to something inside you, if you felt even a moment of recognition, then stay with us. Subscribe to Senior Fit, where aging isn't an end, it's an evolution. And you, dear friend, are still becoming. Let's keep going together.